Hey guys, today I'm going to be unboxing the 1/100 scale Gundam Gusion and Gusion Rebake. Yes, finally I've got this kit to share with you guys. Sorry it's a little bit late to getting to this. I've been very anxiously awaiting to check out this kit, although I do have a kind of a big problem with this kit, but we'll get to that a little bit later. First, let's just get into the unboxing, and I want to say a big thank you, as always, to MindFenix Hobby Store for sending me this kit. This is a really huge box. You'll see here in a minute when we take a look around it. A lot of stuff in there. Unfortunately, you can only build one of the two Gundams. We do have both of them pictured there on the front. The Rebake, much more prominent there, just because of the Gusion is not only is it in the back, but it's also a dark color, so it's kind of like hidden behind there. I think the Rebake is definitely the star of this cover art here. Really interesting that they decided to do this. I mean, I know according to the story they are essentially the same Gundam on the inside, but really it's kind of really perplexing why Bandai didn't just make this two separate kits. I think no one would have complained about having two separate kits. I really doubt anyone would have said, I wish they would have just given us one kit with the option to make either the Gusion or the Gusion Rebake. I'm pretty sure no one was ever going to say that. I think pretty much everyone would have preferred this to be two separate kits. When it was first announced that, because we knew that the Gusion was coming out for a long time, when they first announced that they were going to also include the parts for the Gusion Rebake, I gotta say at first I was really excited. I thought, wow, that's a really cool idea that they're giving you that option, and I just didn't expect that we were gonna even get the Rebake in 1/100 scale at all. So I thought that was really cool at the time, but of course it didn't really take me long to figure out, like, wait, that's not actually very good, because then you only have one frame and then you have a bunch of extra armor, so whichever one you choose you have loads of just extra parts that you basically have nothing to do with them. So really the only way to have both of them is to buy two of this kit, and this kit isn't cheap. It's around $50 for this kit, so it's definitely the most expensive in the 1/100 scale Iron Blooded Orphans line that we have so far. So, I don't know, that's kind of my big gripe with this kit, is that it unfortunately leaves you with a lot of extra plastic that you paid for that you're really not going to have much to do with. And as you guys may know by now, for anyone who was thinking that you could use the 1/100 scale Barbatos inner frame for this to just as a cheaper option to get another frame to be able to build both of these, that is not going to work without doing some minor modifications. Now I have seen there is a video series. I'll try to find it again and link it in the description below. I know I've seen someone did do a video series about how to modify the Barbatos frame to use for this kit, so that definitely is an option if you guys want, but we'll take a look at that. Oh, we'll talk about that more later, I guess, in the review. Anyway, just looking at the box here, it's going to be the same as usual, with the Gundam's name there big and bold, and then some stills from the anime there, still Akihiro, that pilot, I forget his name, and the Gusion there in the center with that huge hammer. On the bottom and top of the box, we're going to have basically the same thing here, just slightly reshaped. Number 4 in the line. Let's go around to the side. First, we're going to have just the Gusion there. You can see it comes with a hammer as well as that rifle, same as the HG, front and back image there. And then here in the center, it's just showing you how we have the frame and you can switch the armor. Then on this side, we've got the Gusion Rebake, as well as a little picture information about Akihiro there at the bottom. All of that. If we go around to the other side, here's where we're going to have our action poses. I'm going to switch up my grip here. It's a heavy box. There's action poses, all of that. This is also coming with these mines in the side skirt, and I heard that those are only removable on one of the side skirts, though. We'll check that out in the review. But just some more about the gimmicks of that. Mostly similar to the HG. Looks like it's pretty cool, though, nicely articulated. And then a bunch of the gimmicks for the Gusion Rebake as well. Of course, we have the head. I'm guessing like the HG, it's going to be two separate heads. You have to switch off depending on which one you want to use. The rifle is collapsible, and you can collapse all the pieces and connect them onto the back skirt, which is pretty cool for if you want to be carrying that. And then of course it has the arms. Unlike the HG, the extra arms in the backpack are actually advertised on the outside of the box, interestingly. And then the price tag is 5,000 yen. Let's go ahead and get this opened up. That was hard to hold that with one hand. I can't reach both arms around the camera at the same time. So everything in here shouldn't be, I mean, all too surprising. I mean, like we've seen the 1/100 scale Gundam frame with the Barbatos, so it should be pretty similar to that. Here you can see there's some bright green parts there for some eyes and head to camera, as well as some frame parts there for the head and the hands. Here we can see some stickers. I'm guessing we're going to have two separate sticker sheets for the two different Gundams. That one looks like it's for the Gusion Rebake. Obviously, then some polycaps inside there, as well as some parts for the Gusion, a multicolored frame, multicolored runner there, parts for the Gusion, parts for the Rebake, weapon parts for the Rebake, all bunch of tan parts for the Rebake. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 bags so far. Fifth bag is all green for the Gusion. Bag number 6 is the Gusion weapons. There, the rifle and the hammer. Look like both of those are 3 parts each. Purple inner frame parts for the Gusion, inner frame and detail parts. Frame parts, inner frame parts, and more inner frame, and finally a couple of very large parts there for the Gusion. Let's go ahead and check out the instruction manual. On the front is just going to be same box art here again. On the back, just some more action poses and information about the gimmicks and weapons, things like that. Then here we have our painting guide for both of them. Looks like for the Gusion on this side and the Rebake on that side. Opening it up, just sort of flipping through it here. Looks like there's no other color pages except for the first page here, which is going to have more information about the character and mechanism. Information about the characters, the pilots, and then the Gundam itself here. And then of course again showing you the ability of switching the armor. Of course, going on to the parts list, you can see although we are obviously going to have a lot of parts we're not going to use, those are optional, so anything that's optional is never X'd out. The only parts that should be X'd out are stuff that you absolutely don't need for either one, and that is only going to be just 3 of the polycaps, it looks like. Everything else we are going to use optionally. So looks like we're going to be starting off building the Gusion Rebake first. So it's just going to be building the frame like normal. I'll just kind of skip through this relatively quickly just to tell you the order. It's building the frame of the Rebake first, then going on to putting on the armor. So we're building up the body armor, head armor, arm armor, and leg armor. It's going relatively quickly. As we know, it's just slightly more complicated than an HG, basically. Somewhere between an HG and an MG. Then finishing up the leg armor, waist armor, got that big back skirt, which again looks like really only a few pieces there, nothing too complicated. Waist armor, backpack. Let's check out the assembly of the arms there, the extra arms in the backpack. Again, not too bad. It looks more similar to like the 1/100 scale Gray's arm, but it's still like the HG, it doesn't have as many parts in the forearm there as an actual Gray's arm. Then just finishing up the backpack here, and then moving on to the weapons, and then how to mount the weapons, and yeah, just more about how to mount the weapons and using the shield and the extra arms and all of that, the gimmick. Switching the parts for the head, so it looks like it's not 2 separate heads, we have one head and you need to switch the parts around. So that's how you're going to switch between the open and closed forms for the head of the Gusion Rebake. Then we're going to go into making the original Gusion, so it's going to show you how to basically remove all the parts, everything that needs to be removed. So it's going to go through all of that first, removing everything that needs to be removed, and then we're going to start on the actual Gusion here with the body armor, body armor, body armor, body armor. Quite a lot of that. Then going on to the head here. I really like the mold of the head on the 1/100 scale. It looks really, really good. The face, I think, looks really cool. And then moving on to the legs and putting all of that together, and then finally moving on to the arms and putting that together, and the shoulder armor and the weapons here at the end, and then that's going to bring us to the end of the manual. So let's go ahead and start getting through these runners. So starting off with the foil stickers, I was wrong in my guess that there would be 2 sheets of foil stickers. There is only just this one, so this is all the foil stickers you're going to need for the Gusion and the Gusion Rebake. It looks like probably for the Gusion it's only like these stickers here for the eyes, the fork, and then these parts for the shoulder. Pretty much everything else is either going on the Gusion Rebake, and then these ones here are going on the Gundam frame itself. PC212, again the same polycaps we've had for all the 1/100 scale Iron Blooded Orphans kits so far. Runner A is starting off with our inner frame first, and this is going to be the majority of the inner frame parts for the body and waist and head. Here, I guess not the head, sorry, but the neck anyway. The head is on a different runner. But this runner is going to be labeled 1/100 Iron Blooded Orphans Gundam Frame 2. So this is Gundam Frame 2, different from the original Barbatos Gundam frame. Then runner B here, again same color and same marking, Gundam Frame 2. And then these are going to be our frame parts for the arms and legs, as we do have 2 of the B runner, so these are all the doubled parts. Runner C is a multicolored runner here with actually 4 different colors on it. This is all going to be parts for the regular Gusion. Now it's kind of interesting that in the manual it has you building the Gusion Rebake first, then the Gusion, but in terms of the runners they're laid out, so it's inner frame first, then all the parts for the Gusion, then all the parts for the Gusion Rebake. So they've kind of got it backwards in terms of the runner order. But anyway, it has this dark green up here for 3 parts there, 1 yellow piece, a few just regular kind of green colors here, and then purple. It seems like the inner frame parts for this are much more purple than for the HG. It seemed like the HG was not quite so intensely purple, but this one is definitely much more purple. The marking for this is going to be unique, as it is 1/100 Gundam Gusion, so this is marked as just for the Gundam Gusion. And then runner D is once again marked only for Gundam Gusion, and once again here in the same purple color. And we are going to have 2 of this D runner, as these are all doubled parts. And here is, I can see right off the bat, is the inside part of the side skirt. Now what I thought is like the left side skirt will have both of these grenades are able to be removed, and the right side they're both fixed. But what it is that each side is going to have 1 fixed and 1 removable grenade. So again, we'll take a look at that more in the review. Runner E is here going to be mostly the large, big green parts here for the Gundam Gusion, and this runner is still marked exclusively just for the Gusion. A lot of really cool details on here. It looks like really nice. Just to give you a closer look at some of those details, here you can see lots of nice little panel lines and pinholes and things like that. It's going to look really good, painted up and lined up. And then runner F is more green here, and just some more of the armor parts for the arms and legs. And we do have 2 of this F runner. And rounding out the last of the parts for the Gusion is runner G here. Again, it's 3 parts for the rifle, 4 parts there for the hammer. Looking pretty cool. Plastic is just a gray plastic, and it feels a little bit kind of thin, like older kind of style plastic, not quite as robust as the newer plastic Bandai seems to be using most of the time. But anyway, just a small observation there. And then runner H, now here obviously getting into some parts that are all for the Gusion Rebake. Again, a 4-color runner here, white, bright green there, some gray, inner frame gray there, and then orange all throughout here. The orange color is looking really nice, and everything else as well. The marking now is going to be changing to 1/144 scale Gundam Gusion Rebake. So now we are going to have a new marking here as we're moving into the parts for the Rebake. Runner I1 is here all in this beautiful black color. Just a bunch of the black parts for the Gusion Rebake, a bunch of frame and detail parts, as well as parts for the feet, back of the shield, and just thrusters, things like that. And then we do also have runner I2, which is a copy of this half of the runner here. Runner J here is just some of the tan parts for the head, chest, torso, I should say, waist. Obviously big back skirt piece there. Again, really nice detail. If you want to have a look at that, it's going to look really good when it's all finished. And runner K, again, parts for the arms and legs. So once again, this runner is doubled. Runner K here. And one thing that I do really like about the 1/100 scale Gundams is that this part of the legs, it was the same for the Barbatos, and then for this one as well, this part of the leg is beefed up. It's definitely much bulkier than on the HG, I think, and I definitely prefer it like this. It also has some really nice detail around here on this part, so I think the legs of this kit are definitely going to be looking really nice. And finally, runner L is a similar color to the inner frame color, but it is slightly different. It's not quite as like kind of metallic as that is, but anyway, we just have all the parts here for the rifle and the long halberd there for the Gusion Rebake, and that's going to be it for the runners. So that's it for unboxing the 1/100 scale Gusion and Gusion Rebake. A lot in that box. Definitely, I mean, in terms of how much plastic you get, it's worth the price, but the fact that you're only going to be able to use, you know, what, 60%, maybe 70% of what's in there, depending on which one you make, I guess, I don't know, something like that. But you are going to have a lot of waste with the kit, unfortunately. We'll take a look at the review. Maybe it's going to be worth it. I'm not sure. It does look really nice, though. It does look, both of them, I think, look better than the HG versions. The Rebake, I was not really a big fan of that HG, to be honest. This 1/100 scale definitely looks a lot better. The Gusion, I really love the HG, so I think the 1/100 scale definitely can be better, but you know, both will definitely be good options, I think. So anyway, we'll check all that out in the review. Thank you guys for watching. If you do have any other questions and comments, leave those down below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!